Try before we die, everybody. The whiskey review show where we don't know what we're drinking, but we'll tell you what we're thinking. Hey, Mal.
What's up, Cole?
Not too much. How you doing?
I'm good.
You ready to... Is Blue Randy back?
Blue Randy's back.
Oh, buddy, good to see you.
I heard there was some like wheeling and dealing in the background,
Yeah.
like getting back in there.
I think he had a nice vacation too, but it's
think
good
so.
to see Blue Randy.
New contract.
What's the deal here?
I just drink your whiskey.
Right, but in an unscripted, unplanned way, and then we'll let you know what we think about the bottle that Randy asks us to open today. Did you know, Mal, by the way, now we're drawing from just under 500 bottles in this bar. It's like our plan is backfiring.
I would like to take us back to season 1, where we were at like maybe 200 some odd bottles, and the job that we had was to finish those bottles, open every one of them.
But
Doubled.
remember what our friend Pete says, history repeats itself, and we didn't die yet. So we
died
need
yet.
more bottles because we're not dying.
That's okay.
But until then, we are
Pressing the button.
trying. Here we go. Tonight, Randy would like us to ask, and again, good to see Blue Randy, would like us to open and review
70
bottle
something.
70-something. Mal says, I would like to think it's bottle 105. Come on, 105. Come on, 105.
Oh, 93. Is it?
All
Okay.
right. So what I'd like to do is just go grab it and come right back to the bar with bottle 93. And I know how easy it is because I can see 91. It's a label.
Oh, that's right. We have the new labeling system.
Right. So we are actually going to open and review. Gotta get a reflective strip on that brace.
I mean, you're just going to knock yourself out.
Mal, you familiar with Wolfburn?
Oh,
Weren't you supposed to?
well, there.
Did you?
That's a horrid freaking story.
The Wolfburn, the first age statement, the 10-year-old. So Wolfburn, of course.
Landslip. And then
Oh, the Langskip, right.
And then
But is a distillery that's only been around for
X many years.
Right, just
Very young.
10 years,
Yeah.
right? So this is their first age statement. We have quite a few Wolfburns up there. They're prolific releasers of expressions and single casks and distillery managers and cask strengths, and then they did the Ukraine bottling. Could talk a whole lot about it, but let's get this 10-year-old from Wolfburn opened.
So wait, so this is a little bit actually odd in the sense that you think that this is a 10-year-old from a distiller that has literally been open for like 10 years.
Right. This is their first true age statement. Now, when you look at some of their bottlings, you can track down, this is a 7-year because of the bottling date and the distillation date, but it's not being released that way. We like the Wolfburn.
Yeah, we haven't been disappointed yet.
Right. So we've had the Langskip. We've done the Ukraine bottling on the show, and we had a mishap.
Yeah, there was...
So I think it's the Northland that we've actually had,
Yes.
but there's not any footage of. But it's good.
Yeah.
All right. So the
No, I've been really impressed with these guys.
yeah. I actually won this bottle at auction because I just wanted to get one quickly, and it wasn't in the States yet, and I'm not sure if it is here yet still. Oh. Watch the forearm, everybody. Luckily, reverse curls in high school coming through. Thanks for pulling the lids off the glasses, Mal.
Oh yeah, sorry. My bad. I was just so enamored with that massive forearm that was struggling to pull out a cork. Wow.
It's the little cork that wouldn't.
Definitely little.
All right. So, what do we know about Wolfburn?
Very new.
Very new. The farthest northern
middle of nowhere.
mainland distillery in the UK when it was reopened. Wolfburn is a historic distillery that there is almost no evidence of other than in writing. There is no understanding of original labeling. To my knowledge, there is no original bottle, empty or full, available anywhere, but Wolfburn did exist. Reopened in 2013, I believe. and by a couple of fellows who were British Marines. Wolfburn is the name of their water source because the burn is the small creek. So the Wolfburn is the name of that, and that's where they draw their water from. I believe since then there has been a distillery opened or opening that will actually
excuse me,
be physically farther north on the mainland, but at the time Wolfburn was the farthest northern distillery in Scotland on the mainland. What else do we know about Wolfburn? Well, again, we'll go right back to the Langskip was our whiskey of the year a few years ago. I believe this is a Oloroso
You're correct.
cast whiskey, and all Wolfburn regular releases are coming in, it seems, at 46 ABV, your sweet spot.
Which I think is a good sweet spot.
And all Wolfburns are non-chill filtered and no color added.
Wow.
Right? So they really seem to be onto something that sort of checks a lot of boxes for you and I.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything that you can think about or you want to bring up right now?
No, I just, like I said, it's impressive that these guys have just been on the map for, what was it, X amount of years, 10 years, 11 years, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And then they've managed to produce, and this again, I'll qualify this, and I'm no expert, but every expression that we've tried here has been really good. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and also, if you really want to put it, to actually be able to say, hey, look, we're going to stand up and say, and we're going to do something for Ukraine, and then say we're going to bottle.
Right.
Take some guts.
Yeah, no, and we're not going to dive deep into that topic, but, you know, there are times in this world where you sort of have to do sort of, you know, put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, or, you know, this is my position and I'm not ashamed of it.
Nope.
Right? Stand up for what you believe, which is, I think, is a noble thing. All right. Which one are you grabbing?
I'll give you the one with a little bit more.
Okay.
But these are good pours.
So what do we know? We know this is a natural color. And we know that Malcolm was
that's a first.
Apparently greasing a pan before the show today. And again, just so everybody knows, like, more evidence of our unscripted, genuine show that we have here. Just a couple of friends getting after it. What's nice about what just happened to Malcolm is I can already see developing legs because there was a jump up of liquid. Luckily, it was capped. Do you have a little hair from the floor?
I got a little bit.
Was it the dog that bit you?
That was.
All right, natural color, Mal. So this is fun when we know it's natural color. What do you got?
Oh, see, this is the first time I actually freaking can say this is like an amber.
All right, so a 10-year-old. Mal says amber.
Though it's weird because your bottle looks a lot more reddish.
Well, and it may be picking up some of this red label, right? Just quickly scanning if there's anything. So Wolfburn originally established in 1821. Seems like that's the knowledge they have. And we don't have the current, is it truly 2013? We'll try to TBWD fact that. Oloroso, sherry cask, 10-year-old minimum. Can't be much older because the distillery hadn't been around that long. And again, the youngest whiskey has to be 10 years to call it that. Mal says a classic amber.
Yeah.
Classic amber. Yeah, classic amber. If it was leaning in any direction, it'd be on the lighter side, not the darker side.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, okay. Your legs certainly developed right when you had your mishap.
Yep.
I can even see do I see little drops on the outside that haven't even come down the whole glass?
Correct.
Right, do you see?
Yep.
Like they've hung in there on the bowl.
They have not made it around the bowl.
Yeah, that's nice.
So that would say that's probably going to have a good mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Because it would just hold.
Yeah. All right, we do like the sherries.
We do.
Yep. All right, let's have a nose of this Wolfburn 10-year-old. Ooh. Ooh.
Third time's a charm.
Still there.
No, third time's a charm for me.
I mean, it relaxed, but it still was a little sharp for me. So real classic sherry, in my mind.
Yep.
Some sulfur, some sharpness, and then it moves into some deep, overripe red fruit.
Yeah, that's something like really cherry, maybe.
Cherry, yep. I'll go to cherry for sure.
But it's there because every time I take a breath of it, I can only take it so far up my nostrils, and it just overpowers my nose.
But like, in some ways, if you've ever had a truly just moving into overripe fresh cherry with the pit still in it, if you've ever done that and sort of tossed the stem and spit the stone, there's a little bit of that cherry in here, not just a dried cherry. There's something just overripe fresh cherry.
But you're correct. This aroma has not let up.
Right.
It's mellowed a little bit from the initial. For me, it was two. First two, I was like, oof, oof. And then the third one, I was managed to actually take a drawback. But every time I take a whiff of this, there's only so much of this I can take in before I feel overwhelmed.
Right. I mean, it's definitely relaxing now.
Now it's definitely relaxing.
And I can, through my nose, I can taste it all the way into my throat.
And I almost want to move away from cherry to strawberry.
That's interesting, Malcolm. But again, would you be like in a fresh strawberry, like not a dried strawberry?
No. More heading towards a ripe, dry.
Okay, interesting. I'm still going with an overripe cherry, just spit the stone and tossed the stem.
And there's like a hint of vanilla in there as well.
There's a lot going on in this Wolfburn, their first age statement release.
But it's very flagrant.
Well, should we move past our nose and into our bellies?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The legs have really developed too on my glass. I don't know if you can see those. They've really developed. All right. Still feel like I'm in that cherry, spit the stone, toss the stem.
I'm still going to stick with strawberry.
Yeah, but I wanna veer away from your position of a dried strawberry and move you into like the fresh strawberry.
One. I'm even more so. I agree with you. It's a fresh,
right?
Because I have this aura in my mouth.
Yeah,
that's like it's not the entire mouth, but it sits on the top of my. Mm-hmm. The bridge, that
right behind your teeth.
Yeah, and then right at the widest part of my tongue. But then there's like a gap, and I don't have anything really on the front of my tongue.
Right. So it seems like we're both in agreement that the fruit we're experiencing is a red fruit. It's a fresh red fruit, bordering between ripe and overripe.
Yep.
Really at the peak of those flavors.
And it's very. Not overpowering. It sits right there, and it's so smooth.
It is delicious, right? Yeah, and so it's not uncommon to find some sort of a chocolate influence in a Oloroso sherry. You're picking up anything, a baker's chocolate, a bitter chocolate, a sweet chocolate, anything going on there for you?
I would say there's some sort of chocolatey. When you take the jaw back and then you slap your tongue against your mouth to cleanse, there's something right at the very end that you could say is some sort of chocolatey, strawberry-infused chocolate, something that freaking has something that there's more there. Maybe a baker's chocolate, because it doesn't have a sweet.
Right, so it's not this deep chocolate experience. And for me, I'm still stuck on the cherry. You're stuck on the strawberry. but we're in agreement in a lot here. It's as if there was a little bit of shaved chocolate into the bowl of fruit that we were pulling from. So now and then,
You get
a
a
piece of fruit, we
hint.
get a little bit of
Yep.
chocolate with it too. That melts off quickly, becomes overpowered by the fruit, but still lingers around. Like there was chocolate there too.
I would say that's a good description of this.
Yeah.
But what I like about it is the fact that it is, again, I will hand up 46 is where it's at. Because
Now,
this
sweet spot.
really is, there's a lot going to it. It's a little bit intricate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I'm being overwhelmed by alcohol. And
No.
I'm certainly not being let down in the sense that, oh, that was really just a scotch and I just drank a 40. This has got something to it. There's a little bit to it to say, oh, yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about the risk Wolfburn just took here, right? They've been releasing this wide range, if you can see behind me or not, of 5,000 bottle batches of this, of that, the other thing. But to sort of say, this is the release we're going to put our first age statement on. This is going to represent Wolfburn in its first decade, and we're going to say, this is our 10-year-old, right? Which is a common age statement for a lot of whiskeys, right? They have a 10, a 12, a 15, and 18, and you move into the 21s and whatnot, right? And you'll see others, but that's a pretty standard range of ages to say, this is our 10-year-old. Our 10-year-old is going to be this Oloroso cask. Our 10-year-old, this represents us, our first release, right? This is them taking a chance with their name, right? Because every other release is essentially a no-age statement. You got something?
Well, it's just interesting. We were talking about chocolate and dark fruit. I mean, that's what the tasting notes are saying right here.
Can you read that?
Yeah.
It's because those magnifiers you
They
wear.
are tasting notes. 2023 vatting on the nose. Soft sherry sweetness melds with figs and raisins, but it's on the palate where the true depth of flavor shines. Through bold chocolate and dark fruit flavors around with overtones of caramel and vanilla,
You notice some on the nose.
and accompanied by gentle hints of nutmeg and oak smoke silky tannins made for a beautifully textured finish. That's interesting.
You just said something that just... So the nutmeg, right? So I'm not noticing it to be incredibly spicy,
No,
right? It's not lingering in my center chest,
no.
right? It seems like the entire experience is in the mouth and just as it goes back, right?
Yes.
Right. Are you picking up any spiciness?
No, I didn't really think. I mean, I don't. Again, nutmeg is not super spicy, so you're talking about something that has as a hint.
Right.
But I don't really pick that up, and I certainly not really appreciating the smoky tannins from the oak.
No, but this is what I'd like you to do if you've got enough in your glass. Take a little bit and then exhale out through your nose. And I think that's where I just picked up a little bit of that nutmeg. A little bit of that spiciness.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. There's something sort of, like a
Yeah.
sugar plum flavor, like dancing along in there. A little bit of spiciness dancing
It's
along
almost
the
it
nasal.
draws the taste,
Right.
and then brings it back
Right,
around.
sort of separates a little bit of the fruit is going this way, the spice is coming back up, because the fruit flavor may be a heavier flavor dropping down,
Yep.
the spice flavor a little lighter.
And now I can
lifting
sort
up.
of, right back here,
Yeah.
I've sort of got some heat going on.
Yeah.
I'm starting to draw something.
Yeah, I'm warm, but I'm not like, oh,
No.
right.
There's others that we've done that I'm like, oh, yeah.
Wow. So Wolfburn's first age statement release to the general public, coming in at a 10-year Oloroso cask. Mal found the tasting notes and the small words, but we were finding them ourselves. Hints of chocolate, the red fruit. We believe it to be a ripe strawberry or a ripe cherry. And then we found the nutmeg sort of coming back up through the nose on the exhale. Just another nice expression from Wolfburn.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I'm really impressed with these guys.
I do too.
You know,
Yep. Yep. All right. Well, what else can we say about Wolfburn other than, again, we're impressed. And let's see what the crew has for us today on Try Before We Die.
If that was only true.
This reminds something of a different quote. Wisdom has been chasing you your whole life, but you are faster. May misfortune chase you all your life, but never catch up.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. We get these bottles. The bar here, we're fortunate enough to have a pretty decent selection. You never know what's going to come up. And there are bottles that you hope that you get to explore and that we may never get a chance to. We hope we do. So it's always great when it's like, I'm really hopeful to really explore that one because of the other expressions have not let us down. So just so thankful to Blue Randy for coming through on his return with the Wolfburn 10.
With a bearded man and a British guy,